What's up, guys? This is Sean with C Forged Blade Works here. Just wanted to talk about a quick little knife that I picked up recently. Give you kind of my thoughts on it. Nothing super fancy. It is a Chinese knife, and here it is. Now, it may look pretty familiar, similar design to the Tilite from Cold Steel. That's exactly why I got it. I did order this knife with the intent to maybe resell some knives that are not manufactured by me, but for a cheaper price point for some people in the local community that want a good knife, but they don't want to pay much more than like 10-15 bucks for one. So I was doing my best and doing some research, and I've sold knives before, and having owned a real Cold Steel Tilite, I knew that this would probably be good for the person's personal uses, which was pig hunting. So normally I'd be totally cool with this. I purchased this for $5. It seems like a pretty solid knife, but I was really upset when I got this, and for one particular reason. If I can get this to focus. Okay, so you can actually see now, this is what I have an issue with right here. It says Cold Steel on the front. Now, I know that this isn't an actual legitimate Cold Steel knife. I bought this on eBay, and it was $5. It didn't say Cold Steel. It didn't even have this logo on the blade picture, which I will show you right here. As you can see, no declaration that they were trying to make this off as a Cold Steel knife, and I had every intent to resell it just because I enjoy this general profile, the blade shape, and like I said, I was trying to get this for someone I know that was looking for a good folding kind of hunting knife for pigs and whatnot. So when I got this in and I opened the package, nonetheless I was a little bit bummed, because I really don't want to pass something off as something it's not. If it didn't have that Cold Steel logo, I'd be totally fine with this. Now, I mean, I know Cold Steel makes a lot of their stuff in that China, Taiwan, South Africa, some Japanese things. So it's not like I'm not trying to be nationalistic about where the knife comes from, but the fact that it is being sold as something that it's not. I know that at least my Cold Steel Tilite was made in Taiwan. This one doesn't say anything about that. There's no made in anywhere markings on it. It just says Cold Steel high performance knives. And I guarantee you this is some cheap 440, 420 series stainless steel. I might be able to get an edge on it still, but it came, not, like if I can do that, no problem. It's not that great of an edge. The problem here is that if I put this out now, give this to someone as it is, it's going to circulate. Eventually, I mean, who knows? Maybe this guy will, because he only bought it for 20 bucks, give it to someone or sell it to someone else, and people will get the wrong impression of what a Cold Steel knife is. As a former owner of a Cold Steel Tilite, this is not even close to the same quality. And just to kind of emphasize that, let me show you what I mean. So let's see if I can get it here. So as you can see, I mean, it looks just like a Cold Steel, but if you zoom in at the very least, let's see if I can even get it. Hold on, there we go. So as you can see, the liners and spacers have these huge protrusions. I mean, they're not really huge. It's not the biggest deal if you're going to be buying this as a $5 knife, but this is not the same quality control level as a Cold Steel, a real Cold Steel Tilite. And I know I used to own, actually I had 2 of these in my knife life thus far. You can just see that the handle scales, they're actually a lot larger than the underlying steel liners. Which isn't that big a deal. I mean, it's just a, it's a chintzy little flaw, but it's a chintzy knife. This also seems to be, instead of grivery or some kind of fiberglass nylon. This is actually like an ABS plastic, so it just feels like a cheap plastic. The action, while it works just like any other cold steel knife, when I first got it, it's definitely loosened up a lot more since that, since we got it. But it just has this kind of cheap kind of. It's hard to describe. It's not like it's abrasive, but it feels kind of sticky and slow. And I have a feeling it has a lot to do with the coating that's on the outside of this blade. Because I'm pretty sure it's probably just paint. It's not Teflon or anything like that. It's probably just black Krylon or some kind of acrylic paint. Long story short, you know, for a $5 knife, this is pretty good. The thing that ruins this really is the quality for what they're trying to pretend to be. Like I said, they weren't advertising this as a cold steel knockoff, because I wouldn't buy it if it said cold steel. I mean, it's not good karma. It's not something that you want to put out there. Lynn Thompson, for however everyone feels about him, he's a businessman. He worked really hard to get this name Cold Steel to mean something, which means, you know, the world's, you know, strongest, sharpest knives to most people. And this is not it. I mean, it's probably decent enough to use, that's for sure, but I mean, it's got a little bit of lockup issues. It's got poor scales. Let me show you real quick. There's even a gap. There's a gap between the liner and the plastic, as you can see. So just, I mean, it's what you'd expect from a $5 knife, but not from a Cold Steel. And that is why I can't in good conscience sell this right off the bat, which is why I bought it in the first place. I wanted to buy it for $5, sell it for 10 or 15 bucks, make a little nice, you know, little pocket money, and then be on my way. But I can't let it go now that it has Cold Steel on the name. And it's not only that, it's not just one, but I actually have another one in the box. And yeah, that's the box. So I have no issue with the product. If a company in China wanted to copy this design and put it out as is like this, put your own freaking name on it, okay? Don't copy someone else that has higher quality control than you, or just don't steal someone else's brand. I mean, as a knife maker myself, I would be more than furious if someone took my logo, see if you can see it here, my logo, and started putting that on other knives that I didn't make, especially if the quality control was less than mine. And that's exactly what these are. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these quite yet. I think at the very least I can do is take these blades out, sand them down, and give them a satin polish, and hopefully I'll be able to get that Cold Steel logo off. I'm definitely not gonna be selling them with these boxes and their, pardon my language, these cheap, you know, warranties that, you know, are not, I mean, it's not even worded correctly. And they even have Cold Steel's actual address down here at the bottom, which is just freaking bullshit. Anyway, so quick little rant on, you know, respect as it should be when it comes to knife makers amongst each other, even across international lines. Guys, we would buy this product exactly as it is if it was the same price point and you saved money and just made a sterile blade, or put your own freaking different logo. Don't call it Cold Steel, call it Hot Steel. I don't care. Do something a little different. Don't copy things as close as you can and hope to get away with it, because it's just lame. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I'll talk to you later.